says aim's real big.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Oil Creek State Park. You know, when I came out here to do this video after work, it was a lot sunnier and a lot brighter. Mother Nature decided to throw us a curveball and bring us a severe thunderstorm, which made me have to camp out in the car for a little while. So, I'm not going to be able to do the whole video in just this evening, but don't worry, when you're watching this video, I've done the entire park, even if I had to come back on another day to film the entire thing. But anyway, I'm up here. You see these old oil wells behind me here at Benninghoff Farm. You know, Oil City was one of the very first places to get the oil boom going in the United States. They discovered they could drill oil here on the stony hillsides, not just down by Oil Creek, but this is where the oil boom got started in the 1800s. And, well, we have a massive state park here, great for people to hike, bike. You can even camp out here if you'd like to, or just drive around the few roads in your car. There are numerous bridges that go through the park. There is even a railroad that goes through here that does sightseeing tours. Now, obviously, on an evening like this, they're not going to be doing any. But anyway, before we start to lose daylight and rains any harder, let me read you off the insert from our Pennsylvania State Parks and Forest Passport. And then we'll even go ahead and put our stamp in there that you'll see in just a moment that I picked up at the office. So, Oil Creek State Park. The highlight is history. Near the site of the world's first commercial oil well, this 7,300-acre park tells the story of the early petroleum industry by interpreting oil boom towns and oil wells. Scenic deep hollows, steep hills, wetlands, and a meandering creek are all found within the park. The travel through the valley that changed the world on the 9.7-mile paved multi-use trail, on an excursion train, or hike the 36-mile Girard Trail with its attractive Adirondack shelters. If I could say that right, that would be nice. Anyway, before we run out of daylight, and before this rain picks up any more than it is, let's go ahead and get that sticker in here now for Oil Creek State Park. And we're just going to go ahead and just do that, just like that. There we go. All right, let's see what we can get before we run out of daylight. And if we have to, we'll come back when it's a sunnier and brighter day. Here's one of the back roads into the park. Nice little drive through the forest. And we're making our way to the park office. This part of the road was just repaved. Approaching the park office so we can get our stamp for our passport. It's absolutely beautiful out here. 5% grade too. Uh-oh, road closed. Alright, well here we are near the park office. It's right up there. Here at Oil Creek State Park. Park is known for its history, from the oil boom to the outdoor getaway. Hence the name Oil City, where we are near. Erie to Pittsburgh Trail. Petroleum Center. Hey, check this out. My hometown made it on there, Millville. This trail goes all the way through. From Erie, literally down into Pittsburgh, through my hometown of Millville. How cool is that? Alright, here we are at the actual park office so we can get our stamp for our Pennsylvania State Parks and Forest passport. Didn't have any on that little information stand. Hopefully they'll have some out here. Looks like it. Yeah, they're right here. Good, and I need a map anyway. So we'll go ahead and grab one of these. Oh, that's a good one. Ink on that one's solid. Okay, and then we just need a map. And it's nice if you come to this park and you need any hospital directions, they have those available too. Good stuff. Alright, let's go explore this place. Now we're actually on the Pittsburgh to Erie Trail, running right along the creek here. It's a scenic little drive. That old bridge. That's a railroad bridge, I believe. Now I'm walking down one of the many trails that they have throughout Oil Creek State Park. This park has 18 miles of trails on one side and 16 on the other. That's how large this park is. Got some water. That looks like some dirty water, but I'm sure that's meant to be that way. And I'm walking the trail that I assume goes near that railroad bridge that I saw. Taking you guys along with me. Yep, there it is right there. Here's a look at that railroad bridge. Still active. They do passenger trains. They circle back and forth on here. Right here on Oil Creek. And speaking of Oil Creek, check that out up there. And I was told you'll see these dotted up along the river here. Very cool. Now as we take a walk up the trail here, I was told there's a barge up here. And I see it there on our right. And I was told that that was used to transport the barrels of oil up and down the creek. And now it just sits here as part of the park. Very cool. They even still have some barrels in here. Obviously, this has seen better days. But they have a few old barrels in there. Adelson's Navy. This state park is so cool in the fact that it has the railroad come through here. And there's the Petroleum Center train station. This is a really cool little train station. Obviously closed for the night. Very nice. And it's handicap friendly. They have the ramp that goes up along that side there to this platform so you can board the train. That is cool. Here's another crossing here in the middle of the park. Remember that bridge from earlier? Here it is right here. Now we were on the other side of the creek and we were on the trail underneath. So it's cool to get to see it from this side. Even if we had to go out of the park and around due to the bridge being closed to traffic. PennDOT's repairing the bridge right by the park office, so I had to take a little bit of a detour, but at least we got to see it. Now, due to Mother Nature throwing a curveball at me with a storm, I am now fighting daylight, but here we are on this little trail. This little bridge goes over this little creek here. It's pretty cool. Benninghoff Run. It's roaring pretty good now, thanks to that rain. And I'm just hiking along this trail here. Happy to bring you guys along. Alright, this is what I wanted to see. Glad we could make it up here. So cool. I wanted to see this when we were on the other side of the river. Or creek, rather. Look at that. This is cool. Belden and Blake Corp. Had to hike through the woods a little bit to get up here, up a little hill. But that's alright. At least I got to do it. Oh, little bunny. Good stuff. There's the ones behind me. Very cool. Benninghoff Farm Boom. If you'd like to read this in its entirety, feel free to pause the video. Well, here I am the next day. Much better weather conditions this time. More lighting, and the sun was out, even though you can't see it right now. Anyway, I'm back here on this trail where we went up to the oil wells yesterday, and I want to give you guys a proper view of that. And this little bridge that goes over the stream here. All right, let's walk over this thing. Like that they put tile on here, or you know, roofing on here, roofing materials. I can't, shingles. This is a little hike. It's not too long to get where I'm trying to go. A lot better weather conditions today. A lot of leaves came down too. I'm seeing a lot of fresh leaves that came down from that storm. It got really windy really fast. And then it started to hail. And we had a lot of lightning from it too. Oh, here we are again. Much better compared to 24 hours ago. It's one of the rigs right there. And throughout this park, you'll see equipment just laying around like this. Alright, so I just hiked a few miles on the Girard hiking trail here. As a matter of fact, there's the sign. And we're here at the Boton swinging bridge, however you pronounce that. And here's the railroad tracks right here. That was a heck of a walk. And not only just a walk, but from the other side of the park, down in Oil City up here to Titusville, it took me about 20 minutes to get up here because it's about 10 miles of driving. A little bit more than that, actually, where I was. And I wanted to get up here and see this before we ran out of daylight, so let's go check it out. Okay, here's the railroad tracks here. A little crossing that they've made. Looks like a milepost sign right up there for the railroad, which is still active because there's no rust on the rails, and there was a lot of rain yesterday with that storm that came through here. So they must have been on them today. Anyway, let's check out this little swinging bridge. This is pretty cool. A little undulated here. It's a pretty big word for me to use. That's cool. I just got to get a picture before we go on there. Okay. Swinging bridge. This is going to be interesting. Oh, it definitely moves. Oh, yeah, look at that. At least if the bridge collapsed, the creek is only about 10 feet down. A little bit more than that. I could just ride this bridge down into the water. Oh, this is cool, though. The whole thing sways walking across it. Let's see what happens if I bounce up and down. Oh my gosh. I'm like a little kid. You know, normally I would be terrified of something like this, but this is actually really cool. Love how this bridge moves. Hence the name, the Swinging Bridge. Anyway, there's a look up Oil Creek. And here's a look downstream. And it's just so peaceful out here. It's so quiet. Well, it was. Somebody was coughing. This is cool. Glad I finally got to see this. I wanted to do it yesterday, but the rain kept me from doing that, and I ran out of daylight. I want to get off of this side of the bridge and walk over here so we can check it out. Get a look at it from the side. Oh, look at that. That's cool. There's a couple people walking. I didn't know there was anybody near me. Here's a view from the other side of the boat and bridge. If I said that correctly. Boatin', boatin'. Out here in the middle of nowhere. You can't get here by car. It's just this little pedestrian bridge. You have to hike out here, or bike, whatever you prefer. Just for fun, I'm back on the bridge. I have to go back this way anyway, but just for fun. Just wanted to get on this thing again and make it bounce up and down. It's so interesting. I'm like a little kid jumping on the bed. Look at it. Oh, is that creepy? The whole thing does that. That's cool. I mean, it's cable driven, and that's how it's held together. That's cool. Now, like a little kid, get it to sway side. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. It's like you've probably seen in one of those old videos of the car swinging on the bridge from like the 1920s or 30s. From like a windstorm. Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, here's another look upstream. To think they'd float barges down the river. Maybe not up here because this water is really shallow. But they'd float them down this creek with the drums of oil. Cool. Here we are driving over this very old one-lane bridge right over Oil Creek. Just as it starts to get... Oh, and there's the railroad right there. Ooh. Definitely old. Stop right here in the middle just for a second. There's a look at Oil Creek. See if we can get out and park somewhere. Looks like we have room right up here. Yeah. Yeah, looks like we can. There we go for a walk on this little bridge. This thing is definitely old. It's beautiful out here though. See, somebody locked up the brakes. That or they were doing a burnout. If I had to guess, probably burnout. Boy, is this beautiful up here though. So I was walking this little trail just to wrap up the video, and I came across a little frog friend. Hi, little buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. How you doing? Just hanging out, right in the middle of the trail. You all right? Just sitting there still. I've seen a few of these frogs, so that's pretty cool. I like seeing them hopping all around. There's a lot of water here, so it doesn't surprise me. Okay, buddy. I'll let you go. Whoop, he ducked down. Anyway, it's getting pretty dark, so I think it's going to be time to wrap up. I was trying to find a little historical landmark, but I couldn't find it, and daylight is now a factor. But we got to see a good amount of this park. A lot of it you can only get to by trails. So if you're wanting to come here and say like you have mobility issues, while you can see this trail is paved, if you have a way to get help with that, then you can come out here and visit it for sure. And there are places here that have easy trails and a couple easy places that everybody can come out and see. But a lot of these trails are pretty, how should I say it, strenuous. Going to that swinging bridge, that took a lot out of me. It was a fun hike, I'd say. You know, dirt, grass, fun, but it was a long, long way. There's another frog. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Anyway. Oh, another one. Hi, buddy. There's frogs all over. Good thing I got my light. Anyway, it's getting pretty dark out here. Wish I could have seen more of this park, but at least I was able to put together what I feel is a nice video for you to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. What I didn't get to show you, and I meant to, was the playground and picnic area right by the park office. Great for everybody. They have restrooms there, and there are places you can camp here. You can tent camp. But this is a really large park, so it's really hard to see this unless I spent several hours here. And I've spent, a combination of about 5 to 6 hours here, and part of that was battling the rain, yeah. But it was a nice time to come out here. Now, like I said, if you ever have the chance to come out here, definitely bring your hiking shoes, or if you have a bike, bring a bike. A lot of trails here, or if you want to catch the railroad, that would be great. I'd like to take a train ride out here and definitely come back and check this out by the rails. So, if I can ever do that, you know darn well we're going to do a video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is a large park, a fun one that everybody can enjoy one way or another. Like the train bridge that we saw in the earlier part of the video. There's a pull-off there on the road on the Erie to Pittsburgh trail. You could park there, and like I said, if you have mobility issues and somebody can help you in a wheelchair or even a scooter or like power chair, you'll be able to get to that part really easily. So, really nice park. A lot of history here. This is where the oil industry got its start, right here in Oil City and Titusville. Anyway, there's nothing I could say about this park that's bad. It's just, it's a big park, over almost 7,000 acres in size. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content. And on that note, I'm taking off, everybody. Take care and stay awesome. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.